Hello, everybody. This is Mahagony ViRgo Tarot here to do energy love reading today for Virgo. I'm going to be doing a couple signs, just seeing what's going on around us, the person that you may have in mind. If you would like to book a personal reading, you can email me at mahagonyvirgotarot@yahoo.com if you would like to get a personal reading. So, this is once again for Virgo. We're going to ask what is the current energy going around the Virgo love connection, what is hindering the connection, what is the next move, and what is the advice. I do want to also mention that I am not doing any reversals in this reading. So I'm not reading any cards in reverse. What comes out is what we should know. Okay, Virgo, so we're going to get into it. And I'm going to ask, what is the current energy around the Virgos? What do they need to know about the current energy around the Virgos? So you got the Queen of Swords, Virgos. That is the current energy. So it says objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, seeing the humor in the situation. So, Virgos, I do believe that with this Queen of Swords energy, we are being advised to look at things from a clear view with clarity, also seeing the humor in the situation, so not taking it personal, just being in tune with your logical self. So it's time to think logical about the things that's going on around you. You know, I feel like the Virgos are in an independent energy. They're being realistic about the situation. So not being overly emotional. So what's hindering the situation is the victory. So you may feel like there is a pause with getting some good news, being recognized for the hard work that you put into something. So I feel like what's hindering your energy right now, Virgos, is being appreciated. You know, waiting for something good to happen. So what is the Virgos moving towards? What is the Virgos moving towards? The Eight of Wands here. So events will begin to have a faster pace. Delays are over. Many things are happening at once. So if you did feel like there was a pause or stagnation with a connection, the communication is going to pick up. You're going to hear something, you know, what was once feeling like it was stagnant may start getting forward movement. So movement is coming towards the Virgos. And what is the advice here? So we got air and fire energy, the Queen of Swords, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini energy, the Six of Wands with the Eight of Wands, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. So you could be dealing with those signs, Virgos. Let's see here. So what's coming towards the Virgos could be a new person entering in your life, a relationship beginning a new phase, heightened psychic abilities. So I feel like there's a very light energy that's going to be coming close to the Virgos. Also, you're being advised to, you know, start something new, you know, give something a new try. I also feel like, you know, tapping into your creative energy is something that you may want to do, Virgos, as well, with this Page of Cups energy. So you may be starting a new phase that could bring you happiness. You are being advised at the bottom of the deck to release whatever doesn't serve you. So there is an ending of a phase or a situation that's going to bring a transformation. It's time for you to move on. This is the Death card here. So Virgos, I feel like, you know, with this ending that's going on around you, you're being advised to think logically about this situation. You know, I know for Virgos, things has to make sense to us. So you're being advised to just make sense of the situation and to look at the glass in a very optimistic way. You know, you may be feeling like you're not being appreciated, or you may feel like the hard work that you put into a situation is not necessarily paying off, but it's really how the way you seeing things that's going to change the dynamic of the situation. I feel like when I did the energy reading with Virgos a couple days ago, it's really like informing us that we have to change the way how we're looking at the things that's going on around us in order to get the impact that we really want. So there is new beginnings. We just have to allow ourselves to let go of the things that no longer serve us. It's time for us to really welcome in the new energy, the new things that want to be welcomed into our lives. You got the Nine of Cups here, Virgo, so dreams do come true. So, you know, in the current energy, I feel like, you know, Virgos could be looking into things that they really want to do, looking into getting their wishes granted, you know, trying to figure out what energy to be in order to align with this energy. It's best to see the humor in the situation, make light of the situation, don't take it personal. You know, dreams do come true, but we have to make sure that we are in the right energy to align with the things that we want. So it's about your wishes. On top of that, the nine represents independent energy, and this card also with the Queen of Swords, this is about focusing on yourself at this present time, you know, being lighthearted. So clarify this Six of Wands. So I feel like what's hindering the situation is getting victory in the connection here with the Two of Cups. So you want good news about a relationship. You want the Two of Cups. You want a good offer. You want things to come together. And you may have fears and doubts that this relationship or situation that you're currently thinking about may not be successful here. So that could be causing a bit of, you know, stagnation. But I really think that it's the way how you see the situation. You may have a certain person in mind here, you know. So let's clarify the Eight of Wands. Balance. So I do feel like there is going to be a reconciliation with the balance card here, Temperance. So you may have fears and doubts about a situation not coming together, but there is a possibility that you may get some communication that you and this person will be reconciling and finding peace in the situation and be able to balance the situation out between the two of you. So I do see like this opportunity with the Page of Cups as the advice stating that a relationship begins a new phase. So if this is a person that you may have already been dealing with, they may be coming in with new energy, you know. Or if you decide to let this situation go that you don't feel like you will see the victory, a new person is going to come in more balanced, more aligned. You're going to feel like this is your person here. So I just really feel like there's a strong energy of the old leaving and new beginnings starting to come in, whether it's with a new or old person. It's like it's time to move on. It's time for the energy to get better. It's time for peace. It's time for balance. And I feel like it's going to be a swift change here. So you got the solar plexus. So I feel like this new person may be a person that want to take charge. Somebody may be willing to do the work in this situation if they're coming back around. Solar plexus energy is about somebody taking charge, stepping into that fire energy, taking responsibility and accountability. So if someone is really activating their solar plexus, they are willing to do the work. They are willing to step ahead. So this solar plexus in this Page of Cups is letting me know that someone is starting brand new, but they're doing it with that fire in them. They're doing it with a passion, a passionate charge, you know. So this is good energy, Virgos. This is really good energy. So I feel like, you know, you may been feeling like something is up and stuck and you're not being recognized. The offers that you really want is not coming in, but there's going to be a shift and it's going to be quick. So, you know, get into that solar plexus energy where you're willing to take action, you're willing to take charge. Okay, so what is the Angel Tarot advice for the Virgos in this reading. Inner child healing. So this situation that you guys currently was in may be signaling you to do some inner child healing. Sometimes when we're in relationships, people mirror things back to us that, reminds us that we still have to go deep within to heal that inner child. I feel like this situation may have triggered some abandonment issues. It could trigger some codependent issues where, we look for things in other people that we wish we do have within ourselves. So inner child healing is definitely reflecting on some things that you may have suppressed in your childhood that was never addressed. Sometimes when we have to do inner child healing, before we do it, we get into situations where we distract ourselves from being able to heal that inner child, or we connect with that energy that really reminds us of that suppressed energy from our childhood. So I feel like, in the time being, while you're focusing on yourself, Virgos, it is a good time for you to ask yourself what you may have missed in your childhood, in the relationships that you had in your childhood. Like, was there any emotions, or was there anything that you felt like was misunderstood as a child? Did you wish you had more love in your childhood? Ask yourself these questions. This is a good time to focus on that. But I do feel like there's a major change that's going on around you that, you may have some issues with, like, a mother. It may have been like some abandonment issues with a mother that I'm picking up, Virgo. So you may want to review that inner child healing. So we got intuition and downloads. So I feel like, your intuition may be telling you that things is going to change, that good things are coming. You could be, we just had a full moon in Virgo, so you could be getting a lot of downloads from that full moon energy to let you know that it's a good time to release the things that no longer serve you. The full moon in Capricorn was definitely advising people to let go of a lot of things that was not serving them. So this is a good time for you to let go of the things that is holding you back from experiencing new things that you really want to do, because it is about you focusing on making your dreams come true and getting your desires and met. So this is a good time to release the things that is holding you back. There is an ending of difficult times. So you are being advised to, be lighthearted and get ready for a possible reconciliation that's going to take charge. A person showing you new emotions, entering in your life to really heal a situation between the two of you. And you're being advised to just open up to that, Virgo. So that's my energy reading for you all. Thank you so much for joining, and have a good day.